each other and he pulled off from where he was parked at. He's cruising or whatever. He turns and gets onto a highway. The door's locked on both sides. I hear them lock. I'm like, oh, where we going? He like, we just gonna take a ride or whatever. My name is Kitty Couture. That's Kittie Kotore. Ain't no you because it's always been just me. And that's on period. Okay, so I was supposed to be on YouTube's like years ago. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you are probably always in my stories. And I'm always telling something like that's happening with me or whatever. So make sure y'all go follow me on Instagram because soon as stuff happen, like right after, I'll be doing my best to come and just like serve the tea while it's still hot. But alright, so we gonna be here probably for like 20 minutes. So get you something to drink, get you some snacks, roll you up one. I just roll one, but I don't think we'll be smoking on here because we're gonna get monetized, and yeah, that's not what we're doing on here right now. But yeah, get your little drink. Spicy. Okay, so I'm gonna be starting off really on this channel with just like telling story times and stuff like that. So I'm gonna tell y'all my most recent story about how I basically gave my kidnapper my location. Okay, so boom. I moved from New York City to upstate New York, got my crib, got a job, right? Didn't like the job. I was working at Family Dollar. If you know, you know. Then I liked the job, so I quit. I basically quit Family Dollar. They tried to say they fired me. They fired me, but it really wasn't given that. I'm gonna give a whole nother story time on that whole Family Dollar situation because they tried a bitch. So I ended up not working at Family Dollar no more. I looked for another job, and then I got it. I ended up. It was a commission-based job, and I sold whatchamacallits, tablets and phones. So y'all see them people on the streets that ask you for your welfare card so you could get a free phone, a free tablet from the government. That was my job. And if y'all hear stuff in the background, look. Okay, so out of all nights that I choose to record a YouTube video, the mariachi band is here. But whatever. Roommate situation. So anyways, commission based job. How you be like, yeah, where was we? Commission based job, right? Selling phones and tablets. I worked the job probably for like a month. Wasn't really pulling in nothing really. I don't like commission based jobs. Again, if you know, you know. So one of these days, I don't even know if I had said it in the previous, before I had to cut all that out. The job requires you to travel. So I didn't have a license, but the people that I worked with, a lot of them had license, and we would just get in a few of their cars or whatever and just go from town to town doing the phones and tablets. So this particular day, we drove probably like maybe 40 minutes out from upstate Syracuse to Amsterdam, upstate New York. So this is the first day that I'm not in training. Nobody's with me at my stand. I'm by myself. I'm doing my own thing, right? But the situation with my phone was messed up where I needed better connection, like a hotspot or some type of Wi-Fi or something. My phone, it wasn't. Did I still have my? Yeah, I did. I did still have my iPhone at the time. So because eventually I didn't have no iPhone and I had to get an Android, but that's a whole nother story. So Connection was still bad for whatever reason. Don't ask me why. But this man pulls up in a black pickup, not black pickup truck. This black man, right? African American. Yeah, I should put a sketch up his of his ass. He kidnapped me. Anyways, um, so he pulls up in his gray 4x4 Honda, like one of them like farming trucks, like you see on those commercials that be going all through the mud and on mountains and shit. He had a truck like that. So he pulls up and was like, "Oh, you said them phones and tablets is free?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Said my little pitch. He was like, "Oh, I tried to get my son one of them like a few weeks ago, and something was wrong with his social or something like that." So I'm like, "Well, get out your van and come give me your information. I'll run it again. And see what the problem is." So he gets out. He comes, stands by me, and gives me his information. I'm running his information, and something where he noticed that the service was in like, he's like, "What you need, Wi-Fi?" And we bust out laughing because like, yeah, I do. So he like, "Yeah, you could use my Wi-Fi if that's gonna make the application go through faster." So he gives me his Wi-Fi. I'm standing there with him, and we talking about all types of stuff. Mind y'all, he is a like rapper from the 90s, like from Method Man and Wu-Tang Clan, or guys. Like, so he's showing me pictures with them. He's showing me he's in Miami at the concerts and all types of stuff. So whatever, I'm talking to him. My job, don't get it twisted. This is not the first person I meet that is somewhat bumping shoulders with celebrities. My ex-boyfriend aunt has a baby with Busta Rhymes. Like, I'm always with somebody that is celebrity status. So don't get it fucked up. So he's showing me whatever, and he's letting me use his Wi-Fi as other people is coming, and I'm running everybody else. I'm doing my thing, and I asked him, I'm like, you don't gotta stay on my whole shift with me or whatever. He like, "Nah, if you need the Wi-Fi, then I'll just stay here for a little while. What time you get off?" So I'm like, "Oh, I get off in like a few hours." He like, forget this. I'm like, "What you mean?" He like, "Yeah, pack up all your stuff and come on, let me take you to lunch." What? That's all you need? Big bag, packed everything up, put it in the back of his truck. He took me to a nice sports bar or whatever, ordered some wings, some fries, little drinky drink. And then he like, "Yo, do you really want to go back to work?" And I'm like, "Well, I gotta be at my post for when the leader gets back to basically round us all back up to go back to Syracuse, back home." So he like, I have you back. I have you back. So he takes me to his crib, and I walk in his crib, and it's like empty. So I'm like, "Did you just move in here?" He like, "Nah, I ain't just moving here. I think I had bed bugs." So I'm like, "Okay, you think you had bed bugs?" But I'm like, "Okay, cool. It's empty in here. It's really nothing in here. All he had is a blow up bed, basically, with a sheet on it and some pillows." So he's like, "Yeah, something happened where I just was feeling mad itchy, and I just wasn't having it. I threw away some really, really nice stuff, blah, blah, blah." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's unfortunate, but whatever. Y'all, I don't know if I should tell y'all the real tea with what situation that was in this story time, or I might just save it for another day. I think I'm gonna just save it for another day. So okay, so I'm chilling. He don't smoke, but I smoke. So he give me a pack, gas. I'm rolling, straight rolling, right? So it's getting about that time for me to go back to my post and set up, or act like I just took all my stuff down, like I was standing there the whole time, right? So the leader pulls up or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, Kitty, you ready to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready." I'm like, "I think I'm gonna just stay." And he like, the leader's like, "What you mean you gonna just stay?" He like, "Do you know him?" I'm like, "Yeah." Lying. No, I don't know him. I just met him today. Right? Why do I do the things that I do? I don't know if it's for the plot or if it's really something wrong with me. I think it's really something wrong with me. So He like, okay, and I make a little jokey joke like, oh, don't worry, you're not gonna see me on the news tonight. And he look at me, the leader look at me like, like, girl, that's not funny. So he put all the stuff in the truck and he's like, okay, kitty, call me, please. So the next day roll around and I don't go to work because I stayed at the house with this man or whatever. So believe it or not, we did not do anything that night. I swear on my life, we did not do nothing, right? So he ends up hanging out with me. Well, I end up hanging out with him for the whole day, and I'm asking him like, "Oh, I gotta get home or whatever." So he's like, "I can send you back on the bus, or you could wait a few more hours and I'll drive you." So I'm like, I don't mind taking the bus back or whatever the case. So he tries to put me on a bus. I forgot what happened, but he drove me to his baby mother's house. Interesting, right? And I met his son basically the same day. His son was basically the same age as me. My job. I like him old. So his son is the same age as me. I meet his son or whatever. I meet his baby mother or whatever, and we get to chit chatting about all types of stuff real fast. So then, he asked me, he like, yo, you want to take the bus or you just want to get in an Uber real quick? Oop, I'll take the Uber for 200, please. So I got in the Uber and I brought my ass back home. So we talking for weeks on end. Mind you, I'm going through a living situation right now at this new home that I just moved to upstate. Bills piling up, all types of wacky crazy stuff. The house that I went to, which was his house, he owned the whole house. The house was basically empty. The people he was renting to upstairs were on their way out. So I asked him, how much is the rent upstairs? Can I move in upstairs? So he was on some like, nah, no, you can't move in upstairs. You could just sleep with me. When he said I could just sleep with him, I'm like, do he want, I think he want to like be in something with me instead of me giving him money to rent a room. I found that interesting, but whatever. That was a red flag. Totally ignored it. And like I said, weeks went by. So we talking. I tell him my situation with the bills and all that stuff. So he was like, okay, so you wasn't like saying that just because like you actually do need somewhere to live. I'm like, well, yeah, like I'm not about to wait until the marshals come and bang on this door and kick me out when I can leave right now. So he like, cool, pack up all your stuff. So that's what I did. I packed up all my stuff and moved to New York, Amsterdam with him, right? And he had a son. And I ended up looking after his son, waking up, taking his son to school, feeding his dogs. Mind you, I have a dog. And I had a cat named Luna. Here we go again. So yeah, I had a cat named Luna. He was like, yeah, you could bring your cat, you could bring your dog or whatever. So packed up, moved in with him. Everything was all sweet in the beginning, of course, right? Honeymoon stage. Mind y'all, it was already risky, like blind. But this is the stuff that I do. This is how adventurous that I've been and crazy. Don't be stupid like me. I I used to do all types of stuff, okay? When I was younger, and y'all will hear everything that I used to do. Oh my God. So, okay, so like I said, honeymoon stage, we all good. I told him the first day that we met that I smoked, right? He gave me the pack. I smoked. I smoked it. He actually gave me the rest to go home with the next day. So, he got two big mason jars of CBD. It was not no Za. It wasn't hitting like the pack that he gave me when I first met him that first day, okay? This was CBD. Even when I was rolling it, and I rolled a blunt out of like all three mason jars, and he was like, oh, how is it? I'm like, it ain't better than the first bud you gave me or whatever. So he started seeing like, oh, nah, shorty is really like addicted to bud. Like, yeah, I am. I smoke every day. I really don't let a day that go by that I don't smoke bud. Like, I can't function in society sober. I people, okay? So he sees that becomes an issue. He starts arguing with me about oh, I'm not bringing in no money. Mind y'all, he see how the commission job was a struggle to me. So he was on some like, of course he was on some, oh, quit. Don't ever quit your job, even if you want to, and a man tell you. That's not confirmation. That's not the boost. That's not the okay to go ahead and do it. It's not a sign. That's bad. He was an undercover narcissist. Okay, he had a agenda that I didn't know about. Okay, so him telling me to quit my job and moving with him was all his way of trying to control me. So I quit my job. You know, like I said, I'm moving with him. He starts complaining about me smoking, and then he says one day we get into an argument. He was like, "Oh, you ain't getting no money. I'm the only one in this house bringing in money." And then I said what I just said. But you made me quit my job. You like literally said that I could quit my job. But then I was still looking for a new job upstate Amsterdam, and listen to this. It was a CNA program to become a CNA for free. That is not common. You're not going to just come across a class scotch free. You don't have to pay anything. Just giving your information to a couple courses and things like that, and then get your certification in CNA. And I was going to start doing home health aid because I like taking care of some old people, some that are nice. So he see I'm still doing my best to get a job to bring in some type of income. So I don't know why he said that stupid stuff. But we get into probably like 3 more arguments, and make a long story short, because I know we be in for a while. I don't like when people give me the ultimatum, and a ultimatum or multiple ultimatums, and one of them is get out. Don't tell me to get out. If you tell me to get out, most likely I'm gonna choose get out. So I chose get out. That one last time he told me to go, I went. And I left behind everything that I came up there with, my big old plush bed, my clothes. I lost a lot of my stuff due to me not taking everything all at once. So my landlord ended up going into the home and taking everything. That's a whole nother story. So I pack up all my stuff. I wasn't able to take my cat. And this is how I ended up basically getting kidnapped. My cat was the reason why me and him stayed in contact, even when I left. My stuff wasn't important to me. I didn't start it over so many times. Like I'm just numb to it at this point. So, I asked him how my cat was doing, and one day I think we was on FaceTime, and he was going around the house looking for the cat. And I started panicking because he always was saying, "Oh, let her go outside. She'll come back. Cats always come back. Let her go outside. She'll come back." And I'm like, "Stop telling me to let my animals outside. My animals are not your animals." He had a pit bull and some other beastie dog that will rip your face off. Those is animals you probably would keep outside in the yard to protect your property. But he didn't take care of them animals. I took care of them animals. And I'll tell y'all more stories about them animals because it's actually a trigger warning, and I won't do it in this story time. So he drove me to the station with my dog and whatever I could carry on hand. And a young lady that I was dancing with years ago actually allowed me to move in with her. And one night, I go with her to work, and she's dancing or whatever, and he calls me, and I pick up, and I'm like, "What's up?" And he's like, "Yeah, what's up? Where you at?" And I'm like, "I'm at work right now." Mind you, I wasn't dancing. My back got so big, I stopped dancing prior to COVID. So, my dumb ass, he like, "Oh, I'm in Queens." So this is where I am now. I'm in Queens. I'm sorry, y'all. So yeah, that's where he dropped me off at the station. I got on the bus, and I went to New York to the girl's house who I used to dance with, and it was in Queens. So like I said, we at work, whatever. And he called. I say what I say. He say what he say, and he didn't sound mad. He sounded like he wanted to talk. So that was the narcissist that I felt like, oh, he's coming in peace. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he actually wants to talk. I do feel some type of, mind y'all, 5 months that went by. I lived with this man for 5 months, 5 to 6 months went by and I lived with him. So yeah, just imagine. So he's like, yo, send me your location and I want to come talk to you or whatever. So I sent him my location and I tell my homegirl like, oh, I'll be back. This guy is here, whatever, and I'm about to go talk to him. So she look at me like, girl, all right, or whatever. I didn't think to put my location on so she could track me or anything. I wasn't thinking. I was moving too fast. So he pulls up and I get in his truck. Well, no, I'm lying. I don't get in his truck. We standing on a corner talking. But a couple minutes prior to him pulling up, there was a couple outside arguing in the middle of the street, and the cops did like a 360 in the block like twice. So when he gets out his truck, we standing on the corner right in front of the club with my homegirls in, and we talking, but I think maybe we started like raising our voice just a little bit, and then we both was looking at the cops like do a circle around, and he was like, yo, just come talk to me in the truck. So I go talk to him in the truck, and we sitting in the truck and we talking. So he like, take a ride with me. So I'm like, okay. So he starts to pull off. We talking. Mind y'all, I'm do my best to insert a picture of what I looked like when I was with him for them 5 months, and then I'm gonna insert a picture of what I looked like when he kidnapped me. So he like, oh, you feeling yourself? You feeling yourself? So I'm like, yeah, I guess you could say that. You could definitely say I'm feeling myself. So he like, yo, who you think you talking to? So before we started raising our voices at each other and he pulled off from where he was parked at, he's cruising or whatever. He turns and gets onto a highway. The door's locked on both sides. I hear them lock. I'm like, oh, where we going? He like, we just gonna take a ride or whatever. I'm like, okay. So we talking, and that's when we started like kind of raising our voice, and that's when he asked me that stupid question, am I feeling myself? I guess I was feeling myself a little bit too much. And then he felt me because he put his hands on me. So from Queens, we made it to Brooklyn, and I realized where we was when he parked. We're at his sister's house, basically. His sister lived in, I don't even know the exact projects, but we pull in across the street from our house or whatever. So we still arguing with each other, and he does this. He grabs my arm from this side. So I'm like, let go of me. Why is you grabbing on me? My job, this is the first time he ever grabbed on me. Them 5 months of us arguing with each other, as much as he wanted to put his hands on me, he did not. I swear on everything. I normally make it out in time before a man gets to put his hands on me because I see what's brewing. I see the signs. I'm starting to see the signs, and I mentally checked out of the relationship before I physically checked out. So after he grabbed me, basically like unhand me, he lets me go. And then I think he does like this. And it's funny because you would think I'm not supposed to have this chain on, but this is the same exact chain I was wearing when he kidnapped me. So, so he gets out of the driver's seat and opens up the passenger. And if you know them 4x4 trucks, I'm 5 feet. I'm up high. He's not tall. He was just stocky. He was shaped like a pug, like a pug dog. So he gets out, opens up the passenger side, and grabs me like this. Get over here. Boom, like that. I fall. Drags me to the ground. When I tell y'all, the front of my body hit the pavement like this. Boom. Black. That's all I seen was black. And my hair was covering my face when I got up. So when I got up, boom, he hit me again. I am going to put a trigger warning in the beginning of this video because domestic violence is not a joke. So after I see my hair in my face, I can't see. I get up, he snuffs me. Boom. I try to move my hair on my face so I can see what's going on. I get a clear view of the sky. Boom! Again on the side of my face. I turn around. I think I started running or something happened. Oh, a lady came out her house. Yo, Spanish lady spoke no English. She come out her house. You okay? You okay? You okay? You okay? Want me to call the cops? Want me to call? And I'm like, yes, miss, call the cops. Call the cops. He's beating on me. He's beating on me. So I run towards her house, and he pulls off and says some stupid crap to me outside the window, and I don't even know what he said because I was still in shock of everything that just happened to me. So I don't know if the lady was like, oh, stay, stay, stay. And I was like, no, I'm not staying. I don't want to be over here no more. And as I'm walking back towards the way, he pulled off this way. And I start walking back towards this way. This is where the train station is. As I'm walking, I see my pendant in the street. So I grab my pendant or whatever, put it in my pocket, and I go to the train station. Phone smashed. Nobody knew where I was at. My homegirl gets off of work after making her bag or whatever. She goes home. She tell everybody in the house, yo, Kitty left with this man and I haven't heard from her since. I'm worried. Yo, I get in the house. Everybody's in the living room. I walk in. They like, yo, Kitty, what happened? And my homegirl, she's like, I told you, yo. You should have never left with him, yo. And I just looked all in distraught. She like, what happened? I said, girl, he kidnapped me. And I said it just like that. Everybody know my humor is real different. And if your humor is not like mine, then maybe you won't want to be on my channel, because I feel like my humor is what made me be alive for this long. So everybody start laughing or whatever. And the next day, I go get my phone fixed. And she like, oh, yo, put your location on. I need to know where you are every minute of the day, because you just always getting into something. And yeah, that's pretty much how that happened. So soon I'll be dropping more story times. Somebody's blowing me up. Highline bling. Soon I'm gonna be dropping more story times. I'm gonna edit this and then go to bed. So yeah, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Who is that? Comment, like, subscribe, put that bell on so y'all can know when I post. Shout out to Meta. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a link to her channel or anything like that, but Meta is the reason why I'm up here right now. Girl, you are so motivational. I love being in your community. And yeah, see y'all next time. Bye. And I have to add this in there. Don't mind me, y'all. I'm getting dressed. Yeah. The cat, Luna, gone. Right? Yeah, if anybody was wondering, like, oh, what happened to the cat? Yeah, I guess she actually did run away, and he didn't want to tell me because he knew that that was the only reason why me and him were still talking. So, yeah, I don't know where Luna is. Somewhere probably in the streets. Probably got babies by now. Mind y'all, I rescued her, like I said, from where I was living in my house upstate in Syracuse. Yeah, so, I don't know. But if you out there, Luna, I miss you, girl. Take me.